Hello friends, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're seeing this video. Okay, let's jump right into these downloads because I feel like I got quite a bit this time. There is also a huge need and like emphasis on security. So just know that security is just like a huge part of this whole, ordeal, as in like spiritual security, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just jumping right into the channeling, guys. Okay, so first of all, somebody is experiencing the aftermath of making judgment calls. Basically, when you enter a space in your life where you start to become a co-creator with spirit, and you start like kind of like taking the responsibility of getting that paintbrush of your life and like painting life as you want it, as it is your canvas. Basically, when you start making decisions for your life and for yourself that change the course of your life, okay, you start using that power of choice, there is certain things you should be aware of. A lot of people will use the Matrix as an example because, excuse me, in that movie, every time Neo had like a breakthrough or he was like doing well with adjusting to the Matrix or whatever, like these agents will just like become aware of him and try to like kill him or whatever. And it was always an illusion of death or whatever, because whatever, that's like a talk for another day. But either way, the aftermath is there is going to be agents and illusions that are going to be created around you. Like people are going to try to basically spin this web of illusion so that you think that you have to kind of like fight your way out of this like maze or labyrinth or whatever. And basically you guys just need to get hip to spiritual maintenance, and I will help you do that. You're looking at me do regular girl maintenance, okay? But I'm talking spiritual maintenance. I'm talking about that stuff that is gonna keep you nice and like above, a step above, steps above your enemies, whatever, your opposition. And I can give you a few right off the top of my head. Like there's something that I firmly believe in, and I know a lot of Muslim people practice this, but it's the washing of the hands and the feet multiple times a day. I have like a special soap that I use that has salt in it. So salt in soap is like a plus. Like just washing period is like a great thing, but like washing with like stripping agents is like a really good thing for the spirit, okay? And I always hit the palms of my hands, the back of the palms of my hands, the soles of my feet, like the bottom, and then the top part of the foot. And those are like the spots that I really just like to get, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, especially before I go to sleep. Like it's imperative that I do that before I go to sleep. Or anytime I'm feeling like icky, or anytime my hands and feet feel like dirty or anything like that. Regular washing period, brushing your teeth before you speak is very important. Before you sleep is very important. Praying over yourself before you go anywhere, before you go to sleep, when you wake up. Just staying in touch with your higher self and your guides and the Most High God. Covering yourself in prayer is super important for somebody here. All right, so somebody is being met with the manifestation of their lower self. This is the part of the message I'm kind of excited to give y'all, because I feel like for some of you guys, it's an easier process than it was for a lot of chosen ones like a few years ago who was going through this during like, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, basically someone is like becoming familiar with and comfortable with their lower self, their darker self, their shadow self. I feel like people are trying to come into your life perhaps and like with this energy of like running you, or running your, like I said, someone may view some of you guys as their favorite dummy, their favorite crash out, their favorite dumbass or whatever. So they feel like they can call you anytime or come into your life at any time and just run shit and just make it go how they want it to go and like alter your course however. And that is a very important message for somebody, because you need to know how people around you view you, regardless of how they come and talk to you, regardless of if they're hopping on the phone with you. Some of these people will trick you out of information. I know that used to happen to me a lot with relatives and family members and like old friends from like my hometown and shit. Like people would call me and get to chatting and I'm excited and know they know just what to say and just what kind of energy to get you in to get all information from you, and then you leave the conversation realizing like, damn, this person didn't share anything about themselves to me, and I overshared, and I don't necessarily I feel icky, like I don't necessarily trust this person with this information. So just be aware of like shit like that, like people who feel like they can come into your world and alter it however they see fit or whatever, because child, hell no. But yeah, so somebody's coming in contact with their higher self, okay? I put request from the lower self and I put wild. So somebody's having these wild requests from their shadow self, from their lower self. And I feel like I got the vision of somebody like kind of sitting there with a smirk on their face, real smug, and their lower self is just like, it's like a devil on their shoulder, like, do this, do that. And they like, nah, that shit wild as fuck. Like, nah, that shit wild. And it's like, you're trying to get your way through these like little like trickster kind of ways, but nothing that's like malicious for some of you guys. Like, I feel like I'm speaking to people who are trying to find clever ways to get what you want, or little like trickster ways to get what you want. And while I feel like something about that is kind of like weak sauce or whatever, I find it kind of amusing, whatever. It's like when you on any movie about like, or film about like, like The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, Big Fish, where somebody goes on this whimsical huge adventure that's like the purpose of it is to be like completely life-changing. Like those are the kind of energies that make the experience what it is. So that's why I said I'm not really mad at that, even though it could be weak sauce as like a main plan. It can be lighthearted, it can be serendipitous. It screams like full energy. So somebody has definitely embarked on this new journey. So congratulations to you for beginning your new journey. But I think that you are beginning your journey in a way of just like, kind of like playing around with your shadow self and seeing what you can get away with in this world. And I think there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like somebody's lower self wants to run wild, but they have like a leash on it. So like freak on a leash kind of vibes. Okay, and I got this weird vision when I was asleep early this morning, and it was of this like guy, and it reminds me of this guy I had in my life. He was like, as far as masculinity goes, like he had everything going on. Like, I'm talking to the girls who understand, but sometimes we like to have like interactions with somebody when we're, kind of in our lower self and are kind of like freaking lower self. And sometimes we just might want like this like roughneck, like not even roughneck like on some abuse women type shit. I mean like roughneck as in like get a little rough, get a little hood or whatever. I don't even like hood dudes, but I know that I've had an interaction with like a certain kind of like hood guy. He knew he wasn't my type. I knew I wasn't his type, or maybe I was more his type than he let on, whatever. That's beside the point. But basically he was like a play toy to me, and in the vision, like that's what I was seeing. Like somebody had interactions with this like play toy kind of individual, but he seemed so dangerous. Like, and he reminded me just of the guy who was in my life, but something about something he was doing was dangerous, like trafficking women or something like that. It was really dark. And I hope this doesn't get flagged or whatever. So make sure you guys like this video and like hype it up, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to edit every single time that I'm trying to get one of these videos out, because the way that I'm posting right now, and it's like kind of like on a whim kind of vibe. So at times, sometimes I'll be able to edit it, sometimes it'll be on a whim. It really, life be life in. So anyways, this guy, he reminded me of the guy I was dealing with at some point. He was like tall, he had a low cut, he had on a white tee. It was a lot of white. So it was like a white room, and it was like all these different doors, and it was like he had access to this space, but it felt like it was for like nefarious reasons. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but the the message I got from that is somebody's ancestor or whatever may be trying to let them know, or their higher self be trying to let them know, like, that is a real demon. Like, if you think you playing around with some guy who's just like, oh, he about his money, he a hoodoo, he fun, he this, he that, baby, he's a real demon. He gonna take you down through there, and I mean not in a good way at all, okay? So somebody needs to know that he gonna transform your life, change your life, okay? So somebody needs to spend more time with their pet. Somebody neglects their pet too much. You need to spend time with your pet. Walk your pet, play with your pet, talk to your pet, kiss your pet, rub your pet. I don't know, that's random. What the fuck? See, that's what I cannot stand about iPhone, because you'll type some shit out and then they'll just change it to what they want to change it to. So I don't even remember what this one is supposed to say. So I'm going to see if it comes back to me. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. So somebody is experiencing the world or the universe mirroring back to them evidence of what they were building of their lives before they decided to make a change. So I think somebody is noticing, like, all the people around you are like kind of like ops, I guess. Like, they are basically the result of you being like groomed to be in like a very, basically, if you were raised and surrounded by people in an environment that is like kind of like stagnating you and kind of stifling you and almost like, you know, killing you, you're noticing that when you're trying to like deal with new people or have new experiences, I think you're kind of seeing like very like clearly, or you're trying to be shown very clearly the difference between like safe people and unsafe people, and people who are better than who you've come from. It's like you're seeing the evidence. Basically, you could just see people a little differently based off of you being aware of the fact that you were just surrounded by a lot of snakes in the grass. Like, you just were around a bunch of crabs in a barrel. So now that you're out of the barrel, you're a crab that made it out of the barrel. I feel like I'm talking to someone who like can decipher the different types of people, and it's almost like baffling, startling to you. Like, it almost feels like you're out in the world and people are either good or medium or just straight up like trying to get you. You know, it feels like probably very scary, like a fish out of water. Like, somebody just like woke you up from a bad dream or just like tore you out of the Matrix. I'm seeing that vision from the Matrix where he gets pulled out of it and he sees like what the world really looks like around him. And I'm not saying it's like it was in that movie, because I feel like they just really like took it to like the darkest, deepest extent of this like cold electric world. But it's different. It's like there's warmth still in the world, and there is some coldness, and there is like you're seeing the pull, the reality of the world around you. Like, yes, it's good, it's warm, it's buzzing with life and community, and the hope and the promise of newness and love and renewal, in a God sense, in a world life sense. But you can also clearly see the evil trying to prevail, and I feel like something about that is like really fucking with you. I feel like in your own world you can play around with it and be silly with it, but I think you see the harsh reality of what giving into it is doing to the world or something like that. And it's got you like kind of like I meant to tell you guys the time. It's 10:39 at this moment. I started this 14 minutes ago, so whatever, do the math if you need to. But I feel like the time is for people who are into like numbers and stuff like that. If you know, life coding and shit like that. But the date is Tuesday, October 28th. The time is currently 10:39 a.m. and this was you guys' channeled reading. I'm doing a lot of like rubbing on my legs, and that's like a soothing technique for me, but somebody could have that going on for themselves as well. If anybody was curious, these are retinol under eye patches because I have bags, y'all. And it's so annoying because I feel like all my mother's children have bags, but she didn't have no damn bags. So it's like, why the fuck do we got bags? Just kidding, y'all. But no, seriously, like, why the fuck do we got bags? You know, and I think it's annoying because it's like, how the fuck do you get rid of that? But anyways, these are like retinol patches or whatever, and this is like a nose strip for like you know, blackheads and shit like that, y'all. I'm just trying to take care of my now 30-year-old skin. And yeah, guys, make sure you share our family, share Code of Zen, like literally. Yeah, like the video. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to interact with the video. Y'all know that we interact with the law of exchange on this channel. We are locked in. We are doing this not to just honor one another and honor this channel and da-da-da. It's a gesture to the universe saying I respect myself, I respect others, and the flow of money, of resources, of intellectual property, of energetic currency. It's basically, by liking my video, commenting, subscribing, or whatever, you're basically entering this vortex of abundance, of locked inness, sacredness, and evolution, and you will see your life literally transform. And that is my intention for my channel and any interactions with me. Ask anyone who knows me, ask anyone who interacts with me if their life has changed since they've interacted with me, and let them tell you the story. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. I will see you for the next one. I hope that helped you out very much, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, it's time to take these off, God. They dry as hell.